only market conditions you will not see me trade in is this. I do not care for breakouts. I do not care to be the first into the trade. I do not care to be first in the direction of the trade. If I can see something is established, i.e., failing to break, overextended, potentially an opportunity to continue to have one bullish candle, that's when I'll take it. But in this area, I'm not interested. Multiple wicks to the upside and downside, I'm not interested. These market conditions, I'm not interested. So if I was looking for buys and I can see that the range back to the high, no, probably not here, but let's just say here, the buys, and I can see that it's continuously failed to break. There's consolidation on the 1 minute time frame. It's just small range candles. I wouldn't buy it in this instance.
Would you sell there if
Would I would
get
I
a flip? Yeah.
would I sell here? Uh,
Yep.
mm, isn't I don't know. Maybe not. But
But
remember,
you would need to see a good enough deviation first before you even consider that.
yes, that as well. But also, I need to see enough range back down to this side, right?
Okay.
So
Mhm.
let's say in this instance, selling it from here gives me, I feel much more convinced that it can go down because there is nothing stopping it from getting back to this low.
Yep.
Okay. Buying it from here, there is nothing stopping it from getting back to the top of this candle, which is more than enough, or back to this range, which is a push only because of that wick. But in this scenario, selling it from here, it's not terrible because we have the evidence of price failing to break, but I might encounter some problems on the way down.
Get you. That's how I look at it too. And I notice I don't trade like that yet, but I notice and I have back test the data on like if like say for instance, if it's a bearish candle at the bottom of a range and that bearish candle has a wick at the bottom, like I would feel more comfortable taking a buy there,
Mhm.
given that information with the previous candle. And like I said, based on my back testing data, like that just I just feel more comfortable doing it and it works and you get like good range, especially like if it's just like right beside a candle with no wicks or anything beside it. Like if that candle has no wicks and no traffic to the left, like it usually works out.
Yeah, yeah. The
So
other instances where I wouldn't trade as well, and I keep saying these on the sessions, a really big extended candle to the upside or
mhm.
downside, I will not look for continuations. And I
If
will not,
anything reverses, yeah.
and I may not even look for reversals to be honest with you,
Mhm.
but I just don't like to take a continuation because I much prefer to take this trade once we've chopped up. Like this closes, then I can take this, and then I can take
Mhm.
this kind of thing. That's how I see it. But when every time we get overly strong bearish, we get bullish, and overly strong bullish, we get bearish. However, when we have medium range candles, we can push. Does it make sense? Overly strong bearish, look, bullish. Medium range bullish, bullish. Small range bearish, bearish.
Mhm.
And what I try to do every single day when I'm trading is just remind myself that I don't need to make anything up because the candles will always close bullish or bearish and they always leave evidence of what it's going to do. So for me, overly extended bullish candles usually result in not a continuation. It don't mean I'll take the sell. It just means I won't take the buy. Overly bearish candles, when price is failing to break, usually won't continue bearish. So because now we're at the bottom of a range, I can take a buy and then I can take a sell.